next recipient, Brother Robert Prieto, San Jose number 8. We'll be giving the bio on Greg Colburn.
Sorry about that, folks. I was told, actually, when Greg asked me to speak on his behalf, I thought about talking from here, but instead I decided I'd speak from here, so that's what I'll do. Actually, 27 pages with photos and a slideshow, and a PowerPoint presentation, and a website address.
Does that mean we got to see more?
But not even going to go down that road.
Please.
Greg Colburn was born on July 22nd, 1960, in San Francisco, California. Of course, he doesn't remember it because he was very young at the time. His parents are Gary and Patricia Colburn, and Greg is the oldest of 3 brothers. The family moved to Lake Tahoe when the boys were small, and through their school years they learned how to snow ski, water ski, fish, and most importantly, at least to Greg, to golf. Greg was a shy child, and he stuttered very badly. He was deathly afraid to speak in front of the class, and when oral reports were to be given, he would pretend to be sick and take an F instead. But Greg loved math. He scored in the 99.9th percentile nationwide in the math portion of the SAT test. Greg wanted to be a math teacher. Thank goodness for us, he didn't. He started at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and after 2 years he went back to Lake Tahoe and the casinos. Being as good as he was at math, no math whiz, he loved playing poker. And with his dad's connections, he would sneak into the poker rooms and play Texas Hold'em even though he wasn't 21. That does sound a little bit like Greg, doesn't it, brothers and sisters? Greg worked as a waiter, but always seemed to win at poker. So when he turned 21, he transferred from the restaurant to the poker room and became a dealer. It's a lot better than what a lot of us do as a young age as a dealer. Completely different kind of dealer. When Texas Hold'em became legal in California, he moved to the Bay Area. Greg met and married Leah in 1989. When Leah became Madam President of Alameda that year, Bob Plato, another Hall of Famer, and John Elizondo, yet another, told him that he was the Madam President's husband and he should be a member, so he joined. In those early years as an Eagle member, Greg spent more time trying to get out of going to Eagle functions than actually going to them. How times change. One fundraiser he couldn't get out of, though, was Carla's Lighthouse for the Blind pancake breakfast. He would come in early, slice the oranges for the garnish, and then having done his duty, he would head off to the golf course. State conventions in those days for him were nothing more than time off of work to go play golf. But it was the Lighthouse for the Blind that taught Greg about our charities, the things that the Eagles do, who we are, and what we truly stand for. Each year when the dinner was held, to present the check, it was Greg's job to go up to the camp counselor at Bart, pick him up, and drive him to the Alameda Eagles. Talking with the camp counselor, who also was blind, made Greg realize how much good we do for blind children who attend the blind camp. Greg started a website for Alameda, and then with the help of DeVere Dunham, Greg made a presentation at state convention to start the California state website. The Eagles did not have a national website, so Greg figured, hey, why not talk to them also? The Board of Grand Trustees weren't interested in a website. However, Grand Madam President Linda Hefner was. The ladies are always thinking ahead, while the guys are kind of dragging behind. We all know that, right? She took Greg under her wing and let him do articles about all her travels. Greg, to promote the website, started traveling around the state with Jim Sugar Daddy Anderson. Greg started adding more and more local websites and gave free web space to any state or local area that wanted to have a webmaster at F.O.E.com. The Grand Area finally decided that F.O.E.com was the place to be. Greg, as a volunteer, became the Grand Area webmaster, and as a webmaster, the first online reporting of members for our secretary. He started the first online reporting for our secretaries. Both Greg and Leah changed jobs and moved to San Jose. Greg transferred from Alameda to San Jose number 8, where he became worthy president in 1999 to 2000 year. It was a big shock for Greg going from Alameda, being open as much as they were, to going down to San Jose, which was only open 3 days a month. The first big event was a Hot August Nights event with California State President Darrell Wall visiting. It was a membership drive. San Jose signed up 7 new members that night, and they were off to the races. There were a lot of people signed up during that membership drive, and I know because I was one of them. The first big event, Greg became secretary the following year, an office he still holds today. San Jose started to grow, and Greg became outside guard in June of 2000. San Jose has continued to grow and has raised large amounts of money for our charities, especially our San Jose Children's Christmas Shopping Spree, which has taken over 1,000 children Christmas shopping at over $150 a piece, so it adds up to quite a bit. Being the Grand Area webmaster, Greg also became very involved at the national level and has served as national chairman and international director for the Diabetes Fund, Heart Fund, and the Jimmy Durante Children's Fund. Greg has gone through the state offices, worked on many committees, and was membership chairman for both Jim Anderson and Dennis McKierney. Greg served as District 3 chairman, as the Great Forgetter in the Craft Club, as a member of the State Dog Chain Club, and Greg loves our ritual and has scored 100% in all the chairs. Greg loves the Eagles and was greatly honored to be California State President for the 2008-2009 year and has served as Western Regional President. Greg met Dr. John Stokes at Grand Convention and made such an impression that he was asked to be on the original committee or cabinet for the Diabetes Research Center, which is scheduled to open in May of 2014. Greg currently serves as International Director for the Jimmy Durante Children's Fund. Okay, now something that you may not know about Greg. When he was young, he was very, very shy, of course, and he had a stuttering problem. Times have changed since Greg has become a member of the Eagles. It's changed quite a bit. From the time since he joined the Eagles and he tried so hard to get out of attending events, he's traveled across the country as an Eagle. He's visited many, many areas throughout Eagledom, both in the United States and in Canada. His favorite place is to be at an area with his brothers and sisters, watching his favorite team, the 49ers. I even saw him Kaepernicking last weekend. And enjoying a nice cold Diet Pepsi. By the way, he hasn't played golf in years. He's found a more rewarding way to spend his time. Brothers and sisters, friends and family of the Eagles, it is my great honor and great pleasure to present to you past California State Worthy President Greg Colburn from San Jose area number 8.
Thank you, Robert. I don't know why, but I've been really nervous for the last couple of days. And I thought it'd that'd be cute to get up here and go, thank you. We'll probably handle that for you. As Les said, nobody ever stands here without having a lot of love, hard work, and support from all those around them. And I'm so honored and humbled to be here before you tonight. Diane, thank you for your love and support. I love you. Carla, Leah, thank you for introducing me to the Eagles. Thank you for teaching me what they were really all about. I'm honored Bob Slater's here tonight. He got me to join. He signed that original paperwork. Somehow it got lost. Johnny claims to have signed me up. Either way, I'm an Eagle, and I'm proud to be here. One of the proudest things I am is I'm San Jose number 8, our Area 8 auxiliary. When I went to San Jose, we were open 3 days a month, 2 meeting nights, and a dinner dance. We're now open every day. We excel in raising money for our charities. But it was all those brothers and sisters that, as any of you who have been state officers know, held down the fort all the days and weekends that I was traveling. So to my brothers and sisters of San Jose, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You have made me so very proud. District 3, I served as chairman. And to all the brothers and sisters of District 3, thank you for your love and support. I've been a dual member of many areas through the years: Riverside, Hesperia, Pomona, San Diego, Morro Bay, Moorville. Proud to be a member of all of them and all the great Eagles that call those places home. District 23 was always my home away from home, somewhere where I was always welcome. In those early days, I traveled with Jim Anderson, Sugar Daddy, and thankfully, for his sake, he moved to Oklahoma many years ago where he could get the medical treatment that he so needed. I remember traveling those early days. A couple people that used to sit in the back of the van were Ed Salamone and Don Schaefer. And I remember Don Schaefer telling me one time, he says, "Hey, youngster, you better remember I may be old and all the rest of us past state presidents might be old, but we carry a lot of votes." God, I love Don. When I was state president, I made him my grandfather, along with Chris Lanus and my grandmothers, Chris Dable and Lucy Lanus, that are here tonight. As I traveled with Jim, started thinking about running for state office. And it was a visit in Needles, where I sat down with someone that I greatly respect and asked him the question, do you think I should start as outside guard, or do you think I should start as a trustee? Frenchie told me, "Greg, you're young. You got a lot of years. When you look back, you are going to appreciate so much starting at the bottom and going through all the chairs and having those extra years." Thank you. Thank you, Frenchie. I was honored to be the membership chairman for Jim Anderson with Eagle Time and Dennis McKiernan. Do you all remember the song Dennis Mack? When I was state president, I had a great membership chairman also. Thank you, Larry Gibson. You did a great job. You know, there's moments that you never forget and that you're proud of. And one of them is this. Cliff Smith, thank you, my brother. I love you. State President Peter Akers last year. It was his Dutch uncle. But in the end, when I was state president, I always closed everything with a poem. And it was called my special list. And what it talked about was all the people I had met and how each and every one of you have made me who I am. And today, that is as true as it ever was. My brother Keith, captain of the Wizard on the Deadliest Catch, was talking before Congress a week or two ago. You may have seen him on TV, the Commerce Committee. And he talked about how they needed to go fishing and government shutdown was hurting people. And afterwards, I was talking to him and we were laughing. And I mentioned to him that how proud I was of him. And told him how I was coming into the Hall of Fame. And he told me how proud he was of me and my accomplishments. And how those Colburn brothers didn't turn out half bad after all. But in the end, my brother, on his website, he has a logo for the wizard. It's called the Crab Wizard. And there's a wizard there with a sorcerer's hat and a wand and the stars, and he's waving it. And it says, "It's not magic, it's just hard work." My brothers and sisters, tonight I accept this award, am greatly humbled, but I am standing here today because of all the hard work you have done. Thank you from my bottom of my heart. I love you all.
Greg, on behalf of the California State Area, I'd like to present you with this plaque, Hall of Fame, past state president Greg Colburn, San Jose number 8, Bakersfield, California, October 26, 2013. Well deserved.
I want to just say a word. There's Greg. Look at this beautiful plaque you guys are receiving tonight. Greg was at my house one time years ago, and I was showing him all the plaques I had on the wall and whatever, because I'm a great collector of stuff like this. And I told Greg, this is the one I'm most proud of when I was installed in the California State Hall of Fame. And it's the most smallest and cheapest looking plaque I've got. Greg said, I'll take care of that. Look what they got ever since the very next year. And he took care of that. It's a beautiful plaque. I'm still proud of mine anyway, though.
Okay, to present our next recipient, past Madam President Joanna Rogers from Livermore.